You're the literal creator of hybrid training. You coined the term in the early 2000s, as far as I'm aware. Is that right?
It's like actually 2009, 2010 was the first time I used it.
Okay.
And then it was in the book, like 2012 to 2015 when the book came out, that it got hyper popular.
Got it. Okay. You're the living, breathing example of an elite hybrid athlete deadlifting over 700 pounds. What's your best deadlift?
We're just going to go by recent numbers. I'm just going to talk recent numbers.
No,
because, like,
best ever.
Best 747.5.
Okay. And what's your recent best?
715.
Oh, 750?
15.
Oh, 715. Okay. I was like, that's better than 747.5. Got it. Okay. So deadlift over 700 pounds. You've run under a 430?
So that, sub 5 was probably my best.
Okay.
The sub 430 was a likely downhill, a little suspect. So
that's still impressive.
It got legs on its own, but we'll say sub 5 at the time was what I was doing.
Deadlift over 7, ultra marathons and far more. But you told me, you said that, quote, hybrid training has been bastardized. I used that word. You didn't say that word, but it's been bastardized and it's become something that it was never meant to be.
Right.
So what's happened?
Popularity.
Okay.
I think one of the things that's happened with hybrid training is it's almost become its own separate thing. There's no, see, the term the hybrid athlete for the book didn't mean that you are a hybrid athlete. It meant that you are an athlete who is doing hybrid things. So it's like saying, the sleepy athlete, the hybrid athlete. Like, okay, this is an athlete who is now currently in the state of training hybrid. Because hybrid, the original idea of hybrid was you are training 2 or more different sports or activities that don't explicitly support each other. And what that means, simply put, is that if I devote time towards training this, it may potentially make me worse, or at the very least, it's not going to help my performance in that. I am a power lifter. I compete in powerlifting. I have a meet in 6 months. I want to run a half marathon. Every time I sit down in the week and look at my training, I have to decide every time I go for a run, it's probably not making me a better power lifter. That's probably not going to increase my total, but I have to put in some running time. Every time I go lift, it's probably not making me better at my half marathon. So now I am going to be training with a hybrid program so that I can do these 2 different things and still progress in both of them. I don't have to give up my powerlifting because I want to go run a half. I don't have to throw away that thing I really like doing because I want to go try something else. So it's a system that is meant to let athletes who may have deep interest in one thing or deep interest in 3 or 4 or 5 different things to be able to excel and compete or just train in all of them without having to really give anyone up. But now hybrid athlete has become its own thing. Like, you are a hybrid athlete. Everything has to be hybrid. A hybrid athlete is someone who lifts and runs. That's not accurate. You don't have to lift and run. You can be a sprinter who also runs long distance. That's a hybrid program. Obligate sprint training for 100-meter run, it looks very different than a marathon training program. That's sort of it. You can be a sprinter who then wants to do cycling races. I want to go ride a century. That's a hybrid program. In becoming this, like, it's lifting and running, and now there's hybrid sport, which, by the way, no single sport can be hybrid, because if there's one score and one podium, it's one sport. It's not more than one. Every workout training session is designed to make you better at that final score or final standing. That's not a hybrid program. But now it's like, it's this combination of, like, you have to run, and you have to, like, it's all about your physique and, being strong, and at least, like, who's the best hybrid athlete now. And it's taken on a life of its own. And I think what I object to more than anything else is it's creating an archetype that was never meant to exist. The ideal hybrid athlete, you have no idea what they could look like. They could be a 340-pound pro strongman who's out there running his first 10K. You can be a 115-pound marathon runner who just decides she wants to do a weightlifting meet. And it doesn't matter how much she puts over her head when she gets on the platform the first time. She's a hybrid athlete. The best hybrid athlete does not exist because the best hybrid athlete isn't any one thing. They don't look a certain way. They don't talk a certain way. They don't have interest in certain sports as opposed to others. This is not this archetype right here, this new group you have to join. You don't have to look a certain way or take a certain set of supplements. And like, I'm seeing things now, this will support your hybrid lifestyle. What's the best apparel for hybrid athletes? I'm like, what kind of hybrid athlete? I mean, if you're like a powerlifter who's also a cyclist, chances are the best apparel for you is going to be something in spandex that looks absolutely ridiculous. The difference being whether or not you have a chamois on your butt. Like, that's the difference between the two sports. So like, what is all this stuff? It's creating a new archetype that I think almost becomes more exclusionary than inclusionary, because hybrid was always inclusive. Hybrid was, we don't care what you look like. We don't care what sports you come from. No matter what, you can walk up to another sport, start training in it, and say, I belong here. Doesn't matter. If you are a pro strongman and you do your first cycling race and you look like you ate the last 3 competitors, you're so much bigger than they are, that's fine. You belong there. And if you're training to get better, you are a hybrid athlete. And I think that change, has done a real disservice to the concept, in that by creating this new archetype, it's creating the sense that people have to do certain things to be hybrid. And that wasn't it. The whole point of the whole fun of hybrid is saying, I want to try something different. What if you lift, but you don't like running? Okay. You can be a power lifter who wants to do rock climbing. That's hybrid. Granted, grip strength is probably going to help you no matter what. But, if you're a lightweight power lifter, you'd probably be a very good rock climber at the same time. But still, there's a lot of difference to it. Differences in functional range of motion, certain functional tightness in your bench press that might be a hindrance in your climbing, and things like that.
Just the time associated with the training for the skill of it.
Exactly. A lot of these sports, you need a lot of repetition. Climbing, bouldering, you need a lot of time out there. There's a lot of technique work, a lot of repetition. And honestly, some days after a hard climbing session, your hands and elbows and shoulders may not feel like going and benching heavy the next day. It's just not going to be in the cards. So I think that's the fun of it, is it's meant to be a system that encourages people to be creative and look and say, I don't care what I look like, what my physique is, where I come from, what my sport is, what my interest in. I can look at this whole range of things and say, I want to try that and have it work. That is hybrid right there.